Hey, you wanna see a dead body? Okay, come on. Yeah. Are you just kidding me? No. I don't know about this. Should I touch him? I dare you. Okay.
Share mama never loved me, never paid me no attention. Daddy was a rapist 30 years, so stay focused. County prison. And I was raised by my own will. Surviving all the scratch and balls, bear traps and roadkill. Spending my days and my nights all alone. And my mind is gone, there's something wrong with my dog. They should have put me in the room, I didn't ask for this life. When they cut me out the room with a dog pocket knife. Now I walk with a sight and a murder.
I'm Paul Andresen. I work for Psychopathic quite often, making a lot of films for them. This time they've hired me to make a documentary about Boondox. And at first I thought it was just gonna be another, you know, happy serial killing clown project. But then I got the CDs and I read the lyrics and I can't get a hold of the man. He won't call me back. He won't text me back. All I've got is this address for him. So we're gonna load the van full of gear and we're gonna drive on down there. Ready to go, guys? ATL, here we come.
I'm on the run. I'm the run from it all. I'd rather be shot dead than locked up with the law. I'm running, 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 running. No place to hide. And I gotta leave my whole world behind me, my dog and my double wide.
You might call me pathetic. You might say that I've lost my mind. Driveway, baby, ain't clutching on a 45. But you did me so wrong, and I can't say I understand. Now I'm about to blow your brains out, bitch, into the arms of another man.
Look at the windows, dude. Look, dude. Boarded up. You think somebody lives in there? My ass. Yo, this ought to be entertaining. Watch this. Boondox! Hey, Boondox! Boondox! Hey, Boondox, I'm Mark Jury. This is Paul Andresen. We're from Psychopathic. Violent J sent us down to do a documentary on you.
I don't know anything about a fucking documentary. What the fuck?
Boondox has always been kind of antisocial, you know? You have to have the right conversation if you want to talk to Boondox, that's for sure. Because he doesn't respond to too much.
The guy hasn't really said 5 words to me in the 5 years that I've known him.
I know Boondox, but I don't know him. And I don't think anybody does. And I don't think for anybody's safety, generally don't want to.
We drove all the way from Detroit, man, and this is Violent J's orders to send us down here, so, you know, I mean, we're kind of handcuffed. We got to bring him back something, man.
I fucking guess. I mean, if he said do it, I mean, I guess we can fucking do it.
All right, can we come in?
Come in.
All right. You live here?
Yeah, I live here. I mean, this is where I chill. I got my fucking bed, my old lady, fucking, let's see, my entertainment center, Wilbur, my hatchet man, my pride. This is where I chill out. This is where I write all my shit.
Dude, did you read these liner notes?
Some.
Like, I mean, I think this is real, you know? He's talking about childhood circumstances. My uncle tried to kill me, and that's the things that helped make me.
His uncle tried to kill him. He wrote that in that one letter that we got from him.
And inbred evil. I mean, look at the chorus. Everybody must die, everybody must die. So look at it. I mean, I wonder if this is actually how he really wrote it. And this is like on the paper. He talks about being a kid a lot and always crying and shit.
Look at that blood splatter.
Boondox's music, I think, is special because it tells a story. You can kind of, when you're listening to it, you almost feel like you're gonna get murdered or something scary.
Yeah, personally, you know, just to hear his lyrics, you know, when he lets loose that demon that's within him, you know, it's definitely frightening, you know, there's a frightening aspect to that.
So I like to kill, I'm a murderer, murderer, making blood spill, I'm a murderer, murderer, that's the way I get my kill on. So I like to kill, I'm a murderer, murderer, making blood spill, I'm a murderer, murderer, that's the way I get my kill on.
Well, you know, a lot of his raps do come from his real life, you know?
When I heard Insane Clown Posse rapping about murder, rapping about, you know, this personal violence, this fucking just, you know, knives and not necessarily like gangster style, but just murderous style. Not about drive-bys, but about actually walking up and slitting somebody's throat. I related to that.
I think he's probably been through a lot of shit, you know, so he doesn't seem to have a problem coming up with material or things to write about.
Why does rapping about murder and violence, why does that appeal to me? I guess I don't really know why. There's no explanation for it that I could give you of why. It's more of why not.
There ain't gonna be no sequel. This here is inbred evil. Everybody must die, everybody must die, everybody must die, everybody must. He's alone in a home, his family left behind. On the couch, his mom, pa, sitting missing eyes. Throughout the rooms and halls, the story of a broken boy.
Whenever you're, like I said, you're around somebody for a long time and they don't talk very much, it can get creepy. So I just try to keep them in the vocal booth as much as possible.
As far as fiction or reality in the lyrics and in the music, it's not reality in the sense that I've gone out and, you know, chopped somebody's fucking head off and watched them run around the yard, just blood squirting out of their neck until they fall over. I've never done that.
I've heard little tidbits and little pieces here and there just about, you know what I'm saying, the craziness his family was into and shit like back in the day and probably to this day as we speak, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you come up like that, I'm sure you still got some of that in you. It's just like you could take the boy out the city, but you ain't gonna take the city out the boy, you know what I'm saying? So like, you could take the boy out the serial killer environment, but maybe not necessarily take the serial killer environment out the boy. You know what I'm saying?
The Huttos were a very violent family, but I didn't really realize it until I got into it. All I really knew that Boondox's daddy's brother had shot my cousin and killed him.
Boondox's dad scared everyone in the neighborhood.
I realized that where he was really getting the lyrics from after I listened to it was his life. I mean, that's how he grew up. Violence, murder, drugs. My husband's cousin was actually a hitman.
You can take the boy out the serial killer environment, but maybe not necessarily take the serial killer environment out the boy.
You know you name the haters bitter with a point of view. Pussy motherfuckers talking shit but never had a clue. Come with your attitude, cocksucker, fuck your life. I'll tie you to a chair and make you watch me fuck your wife. I'm just the type to catch you slipping like a bar of soap. I'll catch you while you're sleeping fast and then I'll slit your throat. I'll watch you bleeding, gargle, choking for your last breath. Then close the wound, apply some pressure to delay your death. See what it means, your whole existence don't mean shit to me. It ain't nothing but time to kill to make it history. And all you had to do was keep your fucking trap closed. But now you got your hands folded, clutched onto a single road. Just close your eyes, say your last goodbyes. Get down on your knees, cry in my eyes, bitch, and make your peace.
Turns out the Huttos have a murdering gene in them. I mean, this one right here, this dude killed his ex-wife of 24, shot her in the back, and then fractured her skull, and the last words out of her mouth were, "Help me, Mama, he's killing me." Oh, dude. I'm getting a little nervous about this one. What if it runs in the whole family? What'd you get me into, dude? Fuck.
Boondox got all that mean, jackass stuff from my side of the family there, because my side of the family was the dirtiest, lowest down people ever lived on earth. My daddy was the worst drunk that ever lived in the state of South Carolina. My son David was about 2 years old when my brother threw him in the pool.
He's got a very dirty history, you know what I'm saying? And I would advise, if you were to sit down and meet him and talk to him, I wouldn't advise you would bring that up. It's kind of like poking a snake with a stick, you know? You don't know if it's gonna strike or not.
My earliest memory of my Uncle Carl is him actually throwing me into a swimming pool and telling me to, you know, swim or die.
Swim or die! Swim or die! Die!
Even as a little kid, I knew that most would hate me. My uncle tried to kill me, that's the things that helped to make me. Locked up in my mind, I never fucked with any medication. Slowly over time, went from crazy into desperation. Never learned to cope with feelings, never felt a fucking thing. Never gave a fuck enough, so never placed no fucking blame. Neighbors talked about me, they knew something was wrong. Started choking out my friends and they knew that I was gone. I was labeled as a bad seed, said I needed therapy. In and out of schools for drug abuses and vulgarities. Sent away so many times to try to fix a broken child. He saw me, he's fucking sick, a little bastard. A lot of doctors, teachers, family members had their own say. Wanna take them for the time for the man I am today. I ain't never had no easy life. What I have become didn't come from thinking twice. Put that on everything, everyone. Born to fill the prophecy, the son of the seventh son. I ain't never had no easy life. What I have become didn't come from thinking twice. Put that on everything, everyone. Born to fill the prophecy, the son of the seventh. Make some fucking noise! I ain't never had no easy life.
And I think Boondox has the family curse of the murder genes. I really do.
I've murdered countless people in my head. Everybody I see and have time to think about, I've killed them several times before they even walk past me. In my mind, I murder your ass every fucking day.
That turns me the fuck on, man. I'm all about it. Blood, guts, and gore, man.
The swearing bothers me more than the murder and all that stuff. I think that the murder, to my notion, is cool.
I will go to do some shows and there'll actually be, you know, girls, juggalettes in the front row that won't even, you know, look at me. And that shit bothers me. And I'll find them after the show and I'll be like, why can't you look at me? You don't like me or something? And they'll be like, no, you just scare me.
Well, he's not talking about me, and I would never do anything to put myself in that position with him. So, I mean, it's all good with me. I mean, ICP raps about fucking horrible stuff, too. I mean, so does Twisted. It doesn't matter who it is.
Most of the murder that I commit in my music is towards females. And it's not because I have a hatred for females. It's because I love females. And they're an inspiration to me.
Where's all the freaky ass juggalettes at up in this bitch? Who fucking tonight? The sins of the flesh, a fascination with death, while suffocating your breath. It's torture mixed in with sex. I wanna get you undressed and lick the blood from your chest. And everything I request, I know be keeping you wet. My sadomasochistic baby, dressed in leather and lace. You're far from a fucking later, but you're sweet to the taste. You love it when I tie you down and put the gun in your face. be our final embrace. I'm on some other kind of level when I got you in bed. It's like you're feeding for the semen when you're giving me head. The liquid pouring out your veins, stain these white sheets red. Your eyes rolling back, it's like you're one with the dead. Can't wait to see you, and I see through. Fucking till your pussy bleed, that's how we do. You wanna taste pain and make the blood rain, busting nuts and busting veins until you scream my motherfucking name. She wants to gig your stuff, she likes it hard and rough, another kind of love. My little freak bitch, she's really into pain. I'm really glad she came into my world and I need my little freak bitch. She wants to gig your stuff, she likes it hard and rough.
This is where I do all my rough shit, my recording shit. Right here, do all the roughs.
That works.
I officially figured that he didn't have all the screws tightened up in his head, sending in a cassette, trying to get a deal with a label.
That's where you knock out all your beats on this stuff?
Hell yeah. That's where I do it all. That's where all the magic happens.
It was sticky. It was covered in some kind of substance. I don't know if it was blood. I believe I actually had to unscrew the screws in the cassette tape and actually flip the tape around and stuff as if the tape has been eaten by cassette head before or something rather another, and just kind of like splice it and piece it together and make out the craziness that was on that tape. But once we actually did play that tape, it's like what was on there was just wig blowing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you didn't know, I used to have dreadlocks, and you can see nowadays that I don't, because simple fact is this shit blew the wig off my head.
What about Boondox music touches you?
I mean, number one, he reps for the South. Number two, I mean, it's just his beats, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and the shit he talks about, the dirt roads, the fucking, you know, the moonshine, the drunk in the Waffle House, all that shit. I know what that's like.
It's just us. It's just a fucking spoken word of the goddamn dirty South down here in Georgia. Out the fucking mud swamps and the goddamn frogs, the fucking bulldogs, and the goddamn warthogs.
I didn't know we raised rappers this far south.
Where's all the drunk juggalos at in this bitch? Sipping on down, sipping around, tipping up another cup and sipping on down. Sipping on down, sipping around, tipping up another cup and sipping on down. 12 gauge double barrel loaded full of buckshot, brewing up that Mountain Dew, it boiling like a crock pot. Deep out in these southern woods and far away from everything, out amongst the tombstones, cooking up that hurricane. Take a sip of test and then pour a little on the ground, soaked up in that Georgia clay, and now I'm waiting for the sound. 150 years buried deep in the earth's grip. Soon they gon' be dancing when that cool water hits their lip. Made from the meal at a field, cursed by hoodoo. Water from a well straight out of hell, cursed by voodoo. Stir it up, cook it to the point that it evaporate. 173 degrees, boiling up the dead away. Sipping on down, sipping all around, tipping on another cup and sipping on down. Sipping all around, sipping all around, tipping up another cup and sipping on down.
I know that Boondox's mom would love to see one of his shows, even with him letting loose his demons and all of his aggression, you know, on stage. You know, I know that she would support him. She's open-minded.
My mom has never seen me perform as Boondox because I don't think she gets it.
If I went to one of Boondox's shows, I'd be the biggest juggalette there. They would think I'd been one forever.
Family! 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 Family!
Hi, guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you excited, Mama?
Very.
Very excited. Come on over here. Come a little closer.
Come see Boondox, my favorite son.
This is Mama Boondox. And this is Papa Boondox. Family! 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 I can hear them screaming through the forest at night. They play with snakes and they poison my mind. I can hear them screaming through the forest at night. They prey with snakes and they poison my. Is it a curse or a sickness that rage in the mind of these sacrilegious hillbillies raised with the swine? No remorse in the souls, in the heart's pitch black, thirsting for the blood, how murder, feasting on the brains of the ones they call sinners. They feed us in the kitchen. Family!
Psychopathic for life. I love y'all. Welcome to the family, y'all. Welcome to the family.
I think y'all had enough questions and had enough time here. And it's time for y'all to fucking bounce. So, peace out, juggalos.
I'm excited for the let me see the I keep that hatchet swinging at your fucking chest. I'm aiming, wanna see your heart exploding like a fucking hand grenade. And I wanna see your body drain till your life expires, spitting like a volcano, spewing black ash and fire. With blazing twists and bleed these bitches, let me testify. Line them up and sort them out who wanna be the next to die. I'm quick to make you dead, the guys are spraying out your head, looking like a faithful body twitching in a pool of red. I'm excited for the let me see the
It's the time for the harvest, time of the harvest. It's the time of the harvest, your time. It's the time for the harvest, time of the harvest. It's the time of the harvest, your time.
My ride broke down and I'm out in the dust. I'm lost with nobody around. I can't fuck with the cost.